Well, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about some other ways we can find suppliers, and I want to clarify before I get into this that this really is kind of, how should I put it? It's a slow way and a way that is not very duplicatable. So when I'm talking about trade shows, that's easily something that you can walk through, you can create a system for, and then hand off to somebody else to do. So, that's really where we spend our focus and our time in our business when we're finding suppliers, because A, I don't want to do it, and B, it just creates a better business if it's something that is easily understood and easily replicatable. This method is not so easily replicatable. It's a lot more kind of soft skills and kind of looking on the soft side of events and things. So really what we do is we start out on Amazon sometimes when we're looking for suppliers, and at the end of this video I'll show you how this method goes kind of hand in hand with looking at suppliers from a trade show and how the two can work together. And really what we'll do is we'll just go into a category. So today I feel like going into sports and outdoors and cycling, partially because I'm thinking about buying a new bike for myself and my wife. We live in an area where there's lots of good bike trails, and yeah, so now here, if we go, notice we're already two niches down, so we're in like sports and outdoors, but then we went further into cycling, so that's two steps down. And as I scroll down, really what I'm looking for is just everything in cycling, but I don't think it's going to let me do it. Maybe if I just click here. Nope, that brings me to the same location. So we're just gonna hit shop now there, see what it does. Bike's eligible for free assembly. Well, that's not quite what we're looking for. Really what we're looking for, apparently we're not going to be able to start that way. So we're going to start with, we're going to say parts and components. Parts and components is going to be an area that, let me see, I'm trying to talk and speak at the same time and look and read, so talk and speak at the same time, that makes a lot of sense. Sorry guys, today I'm not operating 100%, you're going to have to deal with me how I am. Ha ha! Anyway. Okay, so here we go. So there's over 20,000 results in category, niche, sub-niche, sub-sub-niche. Okay? If you say there's nothing to sell, you're wrong. Because this stuff sells, and it's in a sub-sub niche of a category that is not the biggest. Well, let's just say cycling. The people who cycle are avid cyclers, and look at that, everything is FBA. Except for one Amazon. This niche is probably very ready for other FBA sellers. And see, what I'm doing here is really I just want to start to familiarize myself with a niche. I don't know anything about this. I'm just interested in what I can learn and kind of who's selling and what the brands are. And then we're going to move forward from that. So I'm going to exit out of that. We already noticed there's a lot of volume. If you saw those tens of thousands of dollars. And we're just going to open up some products here. I know nothing about any of these products. This is not something that I have ever looked into before. Okay, now something else that I want to point out as we're scrolling through these results. Notice on this one there's just a price, but then on this one there's the price, but then underneath it says more buying choices. That means there are multiple people offering this for sale. And if you recall, most of these products were FBA. So that automatically starts to tell me that maybe this BV might be a brand that I could open an account with. As far as this, some of these others I don't know about, especially when they have these variations in pricing. That means there are multiple sizes on the listing, so it's a variation listing, and I won't know until I actually look into it. So see, Shimano is a huge brand. I do know that much. I'm not a complete idiot when it comes to bikes. I just don't know a ton. So okay, so we've got a few listings. We're going to start to open these up, and really all we're looking for is we're looking for products that sell well, that are sold FBM. See, this has new 2. Now, this is another clue to me. I may not look into this too much because there are 2 people selling it, but it's really the same person. This is just an FBM listing of the same FBA item. This is probably somebody's private label. I can't say that for sure. But we're gonna scroll down. My computer's recording and trying to do all this at the same time, so it may be a little bit slower than normal. BV bike. We're just going to type that. Really what I'm looking for now is kind of the brand website. So we see that it's being sold on Amazon. This is the other BV item. See, this one is also Bike Pack, but there are other people. Okay, and we don't know who that is. They're a newer seller, which means they may not know what they're doing, and they may be on the wrong listing. So, BV Bike, we come up with, and here what I'm looking at is this BV. I want to see something in the green line, which is the web address, that tells me that I'm going to be at the right place. Now this BV Bikes just might be what we're looking for. But see, this looks like it's a bike rental. So this is not at all what we were looking for. So because typically the major brands that you'll find are going to have a brand website that you'll be able to find the brand, I'm just going to exit out of them, and we're going to keep moving. So this is Zacro. Now if you notice, the brand is Zacro, it's a Zacro, and then it's sold by Zacro Direct. This is somebody's private label. We're not going to look at it. Okay, now this one is a good one. Raceface mountain bike pedal. And we've got multiple FBA sellers on this thing. They're all at the same price. Yeah, so now we just need to find out what this race face is. So I click on the brand, and there are 926 results for race face. So this is a major brand. I've never heard of this brand before. I'm asking a lot of my computer right now. Race face. And look, it's the first result. So that's what we're looking at for. We want the company. Okay. Now notice they've got a tab for dealers. This is to find a dealer. They've got a tab for distributors. So these are international distributors, it looks like. Really what we're looking on the website, we're just going to bounce around and try to find Vancouver, BC. That's where they're based out of. What if it says sign in? So now they're asking for that. We're going to click on support. Contact the retailer. Blah 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 blah. Okay, and they don't really have a good way to contact them. Now hopefully this is pulled up. So on RaceFace, on the brand website, we pull up Viral Launch, and it tells us that there's a decent number of sales going through, that most of the products here are sold either FBA or FBM, and not bad. So we could sign up for a newsletter. We don't want to do that. Now I'm really interested in this company because it does look like they have a lot of stuff. Go back to distributors. Do they have... They don't even have Canada in here, do they? No, because they are in Canada, obviously. Sorry, you get to listen to me talk to myself. So there's no real good way of contacting them here. If we click on company, it just brings us there. Support, here we go. Down below it didn't show us this. So we're going to click on the Contact Us. Okay, now we read through this a little bit. Leading edge cycling components, blah blah blah, as a company who design and test. Abusive riding conditions, blah 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 blah. Telephone, email. That's for performance products. Or you can just fill this out. You can either click sales or others. There we go. Found somebody. That's somebody that I could work, I could potentially see myself working with. Once again, Titanker. That's all we need to see there. So anyway, what I'm trying to show you is there are multiple ways of finding products. SMK Trade is the only one selling this Bike Guru. I'm going to go here. This is a brand website. It looks like it's going to have multiple. I'm just going to go to one of these other ones. Notice it's all SMK Trade. The other one was the same, SMK Trade. So that's probably somebody's private label. We can verify that. Notice they're selling their returned goods as used, which is a valid way of getting rid of returned goods. A little tidbit for you there, since you're listening to me mumble and stumble over my words and stare at a screen. I'll give you that little bit. Returned goods, as long as they're still complete, you can turn around. If they're really amazing, you can sell them as new, if they're in new condition. If they are actually returned and a little bit abused but still in good working condition and complete, you can sell them as used and recoup some of your money that way. So Shimano, they're going to be a massive brand. They're not going to work with us. Shimano does bicycles. They do, obviously, fishing reels. We're going to click on this bike.shimano.com. Takes us away from the corporate site. Now we're going to scroll down here to the bottom, because usually what we want is at the bottom in either information or something. I'm going to click About Us, because that's sometimes where you can find something. I'm going to go back to their corporate site here. See if there's anything. So that's About. Let's click on Locations. Sales Office. North American. That's what we want. There's North American Bicycle. So if we want it's about the headquarters. We're going to back up a bit. North America, there's a phone number. Call that phone number. Doesn't matter if you stumble over yourself. G. Loomis. What is this G. Loomis? Rod blanks to custom rod builders, as well as private label rod blanks for companies wishing to sell rods under their brand name. Interesting. So, you want fishing rods. There you go. That's somebody who might have them. But just contacting the North American office would be plenty good enough. So, you contact them. They're not going to want to work with you directly, necessarily. But what you can do is call up this company and say, hey, I want to carry your stuff. Who are your distributors here in the U.S.? it's worth a shot. It's not gonna. You never know where it might end. Here we go, RockShox bicycle pump. Once again, that thing sells crazy. And I'm just gonna click on that. Oh, it's like air shocks for your bicycle. Weird. I guess I shouldn't say weird, that's mean. It's just different. Anyway, y'all get the idea. So, this one we notice our shock pump has a lot of sales. The next one is another pump. I guess some of this stuff has some decent sales in it. I was expecting something different when I saw some of these. Not very many reviews on any of these. There's just that one that really is well reviewed, which is why I was kind of expecting slower sales. What we're going to do is we're going to go RockShox. Now, what I notice here, the first thing that comes up is SRAM/RockShox. I'm going to guess that SRAM is the company that owns the brand called RockShox, which is probably accurate. Find a dealer or distributor. This is going to be an SRAM distributors. Here's a distributor list. Australia, Argentina, Canada, Chile, China. Scroll down. These are international distributors. We're concerned with North American distributors. USA. Giant Bicycle Inc. JMB importers. Here you go. Here are distributors. You're never going to find these people. You're never going to find these companies if you just search. Okay. And here in the list, they don't give contact for the US distributors. If you notice that, every place else there's an email. These guys don't. So that's interesting. But what we can do from here is what we'll do a little bit of sleuthing. It said Madison, Wisconsin. They're right across the pond from us. Okay, so what have we got here? I don't think I have the right thing. Find a retailer. Typically, contact us is a good way to go. There's a find a retailer. So this might be the right place. Select topic. Catalog requests. That'd work for me. So I don't even know if I came across the right person. Holly. Okay, so Holly is a bit larger company, obviously. And all these brands. contact, email, sales and order, regarding new account requirements, business application, state reseller certificate. Here are all of the documents. Boom. You'll never find, I'll bet you would never find this distributor if you were Googling for the distributor. But when you're looking for the brand, I can't even remember which brand we started with. And then you're looking at their distributor list, who they say, well, there you go. We found somebody. Anyway, that being said, that was kind of the second way we look for suppliers. I'll probably reach out to these companies and contact them. Now, don't all of you contact these people, because then they'll wonder what happened. They got found out. So, here's the other thing that we look at as we're doing this. We're going to go back a page. As we're looking at kind of this, what did we figure out on this? I think that was what it was. We had a phone number to contact. Where am I? Right here. Okay. As I'm looking at products, and as I'm looking, so you can do this anytime. If you're looking and checking products to see if they're profitable and you want to purchase them, if you are browsing through and checking companies to see if you want to buy a product from them, anytime, I always recommend, as you're doing it, of course, if you're checking the product, you're going to scroll down anyway because you want to glance over the entire page. Scrolling down, and if you notice, we have sponsored products that are related to this item. We also have these other customers who viewed this item also viewed. And when we look at this, we have, so this is Erase Face. We have Rock Bros, that's a brand. Shimano we already looked at. VP Components. BC Bicycle Company. Crank Brothers. All of these companies, all of these listings, you could potentially go down a rabbit hole and look and search, do a Google search for each of these brands. You know, obviously look at the Amazon page, see if it's something that's private labeled or not. But there's a lot of these that are just going to be, you're going to find all sorts of products and all sorts of brands, and it lends legitimacy if you say, you know, hey, I'm already working with Erase Face, and I know that, and I want to have, you know, a good variety for my customers, so I'd like to buy your products too. That gives you legitimacy in the eyes of the company to say, oh, you're already working in this category. So that's kind of the third way. I know I kind of am throwing this in at the end of the video, but really it's the same as the second way. It's just a different approach to it. You're already on Amazon. You're already looking at stuff. You're just going to say, oh, this VP Components, what are these people? You know, what do they actually sell? You know, they don't even have a buy box. There's nobody in the buy box. There's a bunch of people who are FBMing these products. If we look at this, there's 130 results for VP Components. Do you think there's opportunity there? Is anybody looking for VP Components as far as a company to sell their product? Probably not. Notice that there's a few FBA, the rest are FBM. Low volume, yes, I'll give you that. But I guess my attitude is, who cares? If you can come in here and sell a couple $1,000s of product from them, pretty easy, especially, you know, since it didn't take us any extra time. Then we just go VP Components. And look, green right there, vpcomponents.com. Could it be any easier? Looks like they have a few other things too. They have grips. Distribution.
And here are all of the, so those are bicycle shops. So this company may be kind of shy on Amazon because maybe they don't allow, that they only want people that have physical stores, and that may be why there's all sorts of FBM people. But you'll never know until you check them out and contact them. So, oh, here's a distributor login. So here's the thing. If we hit login on the distributor login, oh, it's a WordPress site. So you have to get that from them. So we'll just go to the contact. Consumers, wholesalers, all of that. Mail to, telephone. These guys are in Taiwan. Email sales@vpusa.com. Easy peasy. They've got a distributor site. We know that they allow things. Now we just have to have a quick email with them. Say, can we use your products? Can we buy your products? That's all. Easy enough, right? So anyway, that's that. You just have to keep your eyeballs open. If you're going shopping for yourself, think about it. Is this brand of product that I'm buying something that I could reach out to and contact and see if there's a distributor for? That's how we found half of our distributors. I have 2 dogs. I think I've made comment about that. I have 2 dogs. So, as I'm buying product for my dogs, dog food, treats, etc., etc., I'll say, I wonder if I could find distribution for this stuff. And so I do, and now we work in the dog niche as well, the pet niche. And so that's just kind of how you grow your business. It doesn't have to be something where you sit down, focus. While that is the quickest way of getting up and running, this is kind of an around the corner way that, if you're feeling like doing something different, changing up the pace, but still getting stuff done, here you go. This is how you do it. So anyway, that's all for today. Keep working. Keep focused. Know that you are going to get a lot of no's before you get the yeses, and that's okay. Because every no that you gets you closer to a yes. And so keep getting those no's, because eventually it'll mean a yes. And that's it. Y'all have a wonderful day. I am going to close this thing out and probably go home. Bye.